What's going on YouTube? Dio, aka Bonds, Urban Tech Reviews, and today on the channel, I'm finally getting to my review of the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. Now, most of the features that I'm going to mention for the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus will be the same features for the S8. One thing I'm going to do differently in this video, I'm just going to give you the specs, I'm going to give you the rundown and everything, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make separate videos for the camera, separate videos for likes and dislikes, separate videos about everything, so then you won't have to watch an hour-long video or a 30-40 minute long video, and then you can get in-depth details about each one of these features in one video instead of having to watch through to get it all in one video. Alright, so first what we're going to get into is the price. The price of this device right here will run you $850. So $1,000 almost, you're 150 away from 1,000. So if you got the bread, spend it. Most carriers have programs to where you can lease the phone or finance it or whatever, instead of having to come out straight $850. It's up to you on how you decide to pay for the phone, because $850 could be, you know, pretty deep in most people's pockets. The colors that it comes in is Midnight Black, which is what I got it in, Midnight Black. And comes in Orchard Gray and Arctic Silver. I'm personally a fan of the black. I think black looks better on these devices, so I stick with the black. The display is a 6.2-inch quad Super AMOLED screen. You got 2,960 by 1,440. It's 529 ppi. You got 4 gigabytes of RAM in here, 64 gigabytes of internal storage, which is expandable to 256 gigabytes of internal storage if you put in an SD card. And it is not, you can't combine the internal storage and the SD card, so it won't combine. It's just straight 256. All right, some phones do that. Samsung elects not to go with that. You got an octa-core 235 gigahertz quad 64-bit processor, big boy. It's running Android 7.0 Nougat. The battery in here is a 3,500 milliamp battery. It supports fast charging on wired and wireless chargers. Has an 8 megapixel front-facing camera with 5.17 aperture wide selfie camera, so anybody want to get their selfie on, there you go. Has a 12 megapixel dual rear facing camera with a f1.7 aperture, autofocus, and optical image stabilization. Whole bunch of different modes in the camera, but like I said, I'm gonna get into that in its own separate video. It features an iris sensor. You got a pressure sensor, accelerometer, barometer, fingerprint sensor, gyro sensor, geomagnet sensor, Hall sensor, HR sensor, proximity sensor, my bad, and RGB light sensor. All right, now the buttons on here, you got your power button right here. You got Bixby button right here. You got your volume up and down right here. You no longer have a home key, which you see. Now it's not a physical home button anymore. It's more of a haptic button that you just push like that. You know what I mean? You can feel it vibrate. All right. The fingerprint sensor is right here on the back next to your camera and your flash. So in order to do that, the access the fingerprint sensor, you'd have to reach around the back with your left or right hand, whichever one you prefer, to unlock the device. Now at first, I didn't really like it. I disabled it. I didn't use it. I would use the iris, or I just use the pattern. But after dealing with it for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, then I really dig the fingerprint sensor, and I think it's probably the best security method for the phone. And it's the easiest to use. You know what I mean? You see how quick that is? Like, just like that. I'm just tapping it, and it works. You know what I mean? Now, anytime, like any other fingerprint sensor that Samsung has put out, that it doesn't really work, and it doesn't work as quick as it should work, I think it's because of human error. So maybe, you know, you missing it or whatever like that, then that's probably why it won't work. A lot of other things people was complaining about was smudging up the camera, which, I mean, I really haven't found that to be an issue. You know, I mean, once you get to using it for a while, a week or two, like I said, your finger should reach over there and then it'll probably hit the fingerprint sensor without even smudging the camera. In the box, you get the phone, you get a USB cable, you get earphones, which are some of the best, probably the best earphones that ever came with a Samsung device. You get an ejection pin, USB power adapter, quick start guide, USB connector, USB Type-C, and a micro USB connector. But all in all, if I was to give this phone a grade from, you know, like you was in school and you got a grade, A being, you know, you aced it, F meaning you gonna repeat it, I would give this phone an A because I think it performs on every level that you would want a smartphone to perform. Call quality, I can't really grade call quality, and I kind of hate when reviewers grade the call quality, because call quality is really determined on the carrier. You know what I mean? It's determined on that and maybe the area that you're in. So really, you can't really grade call quality on a device. That's my opinion. But some people try to. I'm not going to. But look and feel, definitely this reminds me of the Note 7 as far as feel and build quality. Man, this thing is super dope. The best phone to date that Samsung has put out. I'll put that and I'll stand on my word. That's the best phone that they put out. Tons of features. So if you're one of them people that like looking for hidden features and like looking for, you know, hit all type of stuff in the phone and tweaking and doing all that without having to root the phone, this is the device, man. This thing is super dope. Everything is really dope with this phone, and I definitely would recommend it. Like I said, there's different ways. Instead of having to shell out $850 at once, you can finance the phone. You could put a couple dollars away if you don't want to finance. You know, put $100 away for a couple paychecks until you know got enough to straight pay for the phone. You know, but it's definitely worth it. Get the experience, you know what I mean? I always tell people that if you get one of these phones, keep it for the 14 days that you got before your return policy. If you don't like it, take it back. But at least you got to try for 14 days to figure out whether you like the device or if you don't like the device. But it's DOAKABONDS, Urban Tech Reviews. If you like this video, click that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can do that easily by clicking on the little Android guy in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If you're not following me on all my social media sites, I made that easy too. All you got to do is go into the description, click on every one of those links, and you can follow me on every one of my social media sites. And we out.